Ryan.
Good afternoon, folks. I'm Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN. Thanks for kicking off the final hour of the trading day with me on the Tom O'Brien Show. And we got a market today, folks. S&Ps, we just rang that 6,900 bell all the way from 67.68. Remarkable acceleration, over 132 points to the upside. We just hit a high in the last half hour of 69.11 on the S&Ps. You talk about a turnaround Monday. NASDAQ 100, you're talking about almost 600 points. From lows to high, you're positive by 0.1%. You got markets chopping around near flat. Dow right now, negative by just 0.1%. We were just in the green when I was getting ready for the program. Negative by 46 points. The Dow off by 0.1%, 48,958. And the Russell, particularly volatile. How about that acceleration to the upside? Russell, up more than 3% from lows to highs. You're up by 0.8%, up 21 points at 26.56. Bitcoin catching a bid. There's an acceleration for you, up by $3,300 or 5.1%. And yields. All right, so we get the 10-year right now. How's that for lower price, higher yield? A full point, folks. You were at 114.06 when futures opened last night. We're at 113.03 right now. And taking a look at the 10-year, okay, that's been the action in yield today. You're at 4.05, okay, 4.046. But yeah, last night, overnight, approaching 3.95. That's where we were towards the end of last week. And no, we're right back to where 4.05. Quite a move on the 10-year. You jump over to crude prices. There's a little spike for you. All right. Look at this. I don't know what just happened. But just since I came on the air, crude's up over $1, folks. Over $1. You're going to have higher crude prices. That's inflationary. Okay, you better believe higher energy prices are inflationary. You get the dollar right now. All right, we're getting news as we speak, man. Dollar just chopped higher. The 10-year just chopped higher. And let's jump around to some of the headlines. So Trump says Iran strikes are going to continue for 4 to 5 weeks. It's an interesting number, folks, in terms of quite an obscure, 1 month of war. We'll see how it plays out. But nonetheless, the stories continue to break where you have just catching some of the headlines in the last hour. Israel military says Iran security and intelligence bases had been hit. Now, check this out. So talking about crude prices, right? It's a cool graphic from Bloomberg over here. Check this one out. This is it. All right. It's not even going to blow it up for me. But this is the spare capacity for OPEC, okay? And Bloomberg Intelligence here, their analysts make the case that you could see higher crude prices because without the Hormuz Strait, OPEC's additional spare capacity won't keep prices down, okay? Saudi Arabia has spare capacity of 2 million barrels. The UAE has 1 million barrels. Now, that's Bloomberg analysts, okay? And you don't have to go far in terms of analysts making the case that they will pick up that slack. Nonetheless, crude prices in focus, man. You got yields spiking higher on higher crude prices. Okay, we got at least a month-long war, right? This is we're getting news as we break right now. S&P's just rolled over. And yeah, I'd say we have fundamental news moving this market. As that's quite a pop. You got dollar strength in this market. And gold and metals, they've been struggling with that action. You're up by $109, but that was quite a rip lower from 830. This thing traded down $150 from where we were when I was on the air live, 9 this morning. Whew. Look at that. 9 o'clock in the morning, we were at 54.10. Over the course of about 30 minutes, you trade down almost $90 on gold, and we're right back to this top consolidation right now for gold and silver. Gold's up 2.1%. Silver is down 3.5%. We take a look at the volume in the metals. And yeah, we have an uptick today, and you're engulfing almost the prior day yesterday on silver. Silver's doing 75,000 contracts. The metal market's been very light on volume. We'll see. We're going to have an uptick today, that's for sure. And gold, you've got volume, finally back over 200,000 contracts, and we got positive action. You got higher price on that contract volume right now on gold. You jump over to platinum, down by 2% right now. We jump over to copper, down about 1.5%. All right, we take a look at this heat map in terms of what's moving. S&P 500. How about the defense stocks? Raytheon up by 4.3%. Northrop Grumman 4.7% in the positive. General Dynamics up by 2%. Lockheed Martin up by 2.4%. And yeah, the chip stocks. Microsoft up by 1.3%. NVIDIA in the green. Oracle up by 2.6%. And Palantir. Check out Palantir. Mix of technology and defense. Up by 5.7%. So there's the daily. You know, you're going to see a nice uptick in volume, but you would have thought maybe even more than this, right? We did 60 million shares on Friday. And that's what we've done today when you've got a war breaking out over the weekend and they're a defense contractor. On a weekly basis, last week you did 257 million. You did 290 million at the lows. It's going to take a lot of million to get over that. I mean, you're going to have to average almost 50 to 60 million shares, and that's what you've done today. Today's an epic day. Jump over to some of those defense stocks. Look at this thing, man, Raytheon. Whew. You know, you look at Northrop Grumman, all this volume. The week of January 5th, it seems to keep dropping off. And again, today, for these defense stocks, you are not getting the type of volume you might anticipate on a day where you have war breakout. They're up by 5%. You've barely done 1 million shares in Northrop Grumman. That's an average day. Shouldn't be surprising, maybe to the magnitude. The magnitude of what's going on in Iran, right? The Grand Ayatollah, the former president. But 4 or 5 weeks, we'll see. All right, folks, we got market action. We jump over the VIX. We got the VIX right now at 2162. Stay tuned, folks. We're coming back with our man Steve Rhodes talking markets. We'll be right back.